What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fourth and Money Line podcast where four dudes make you more money. It is episode 5. We are officially in NFL Week 3, college football Week 4. Today we have with us, as you know, per usual, we got Coach, we got Forrest, we got Big India, but we also have a special guest filling in for Dan today. Today's Dan's birthday. Shout out Dan. We have our pal Al, longtime listener of the podcast. Is this your first time on the podcast?
Yeah.
How does it
Yes,
feel,
it
Al?
is. Oh,
Damn.
great.
For those of you who
real-
don't know, Al, he is
Real quick.
he is the next
Yeah, go
Matthew Perry.
That'd be so cool.
Real quick for the listeners out there, what are your big teams, like big sports teams? What are you a fan of?
So I'm from Wisconsin, so Packers, Badgers, Milwaukee Bucks. I hate baseball, so you're not going to get shit for that from me. And then Clemson football, and that's about it.
All right. There you go. We replace another Packers fan with another Packers fan. It's either a Bears fan or another Packers fan on here. It seems like there's always two of them. Boys, how did we do last week with our locks?
Not good again.
Not good again.
Oh, absolutely. Forrest, what was your lock last week?
I had the Chargers Chiefs over. Seems like week 1 was a game of kicking and extra points, and it seems like week 2 was not being able to score in the red zone. I mean, twice we had it on the 1-yard line for a field goal, and we had on the 13, I think we had for a field goal. So we punched it in there twice, and that hits the over. But we like watching kickers on Sundays apparently. So it is what it is. We turn back around and we keep fighting. So
that's all we can do. Big India, what was our lock last week?
The Bengals to cover, and not only do they not cover, they lost. Cooper Rush might be better than Dak. I'll say it.
Might be. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. That was suspect a little bit. It was only a touchdown favorite.
I know the Bengals have a tough schedule, but losing to the Cowboys without Dak, man, that just can't happen.
Oh yeah, can't happen.
And then losing to Mitch, you just can't have that.
Can't have that. Can't have that. That's a tough season. I saw that he deleted his Instagram and his Twitter. I saw that today. So he's officially off social media. Joe Burrow is officially off social media, focusing on the season. Dan won his lock last week. He was the only guy that won last week, and he is a perfect 2-0 for the season. He is up 2 units on the season. I can't believe that right now.
Well, in his career, he cannot be up. That kid makes some terrible
Yes. I had the team total over in the Vikings game. Just turnovers in the red zone. Kirk Cousins throwing the ball away in the red zone. Not a great look. I thought they were going to rely on the running game a little bit more because the Eagles got torn up by the Detroit Lions the week prior. And they just got down right away, and they tried to pass the ball, and they just forgot they had Dalvin Cook on their team, one of the best running backs in the league. But it is what it is. It's a new week, new bets to make. Let's hop into the college football. Last week, what was one big takeaway from a game you watched or a bet you won or lost? What's one big thought from college football last week that you guys took away from last week? It's going to be a headline. What'd you guys take away?
Well, I took away that I think Ohio State is still elite. I know they played some I think they put Toledo. Yeah, Toledo. But they scored in their first 5 possessions. And hot take, Marvin Harrison Jr. might be better than JSN.
There you go. Forrest, what did we learn last week?
I know you guys like to rag on it when me and Dan bring it up, but I'm gonna still put App State in the top tier school category. I think watching them play is so much fun. They played overtime games. They got the Hail Mary. I mean, what's not to love about those guys? So I'm a big believer of still watching App State, still driving that train. So super fun to watch. Good games always. So keep it rolling with those guys.
They got Chase Bryce, former Clemson quarterback. He comes from a winning school, and he just goes there. So
that's right.
That's great.
You already had a
My-
recipe for success. Go ahead. Yeah. What was your big thought from last week, Al?
I thought USC looked good. I was fully expecting Fresno State to cover that game and for it to be a shootout, but because USC's defense has been pretty horrible, but they're looking pretty good this year, and their offense looks unstoppable.
Yeah, transfer U. They're looking pretty good.
Yep.
They look great against Fresno State. I believe they play Oregon State this weekend. That should be a really good game. Oregon State's 3-0 right now. A bit of a underachiever. Overachieving right now. So that should be a really good game. I learned that 16-point favorites are not safe even on the money line. I had Air Force on Friday. They outright lost. They had one of their worst rushing games in 22 years against Wyoming. And then I had University of Louisiana versus Rice, and they outright lost to Rice. And both of them were 16, 17-point favorites. Just outright lost. Didn't even get within the cover at all. But hey, that's college football for you, and that happens sometimes. But we move on. Do you guys have a bet for next week, for the next week of college football, for week 4 that you may have your eye on?
I will, and I know Al's not going to like this one. I like Wake Forest to cover. At Wake Forest.
At Wake Forest.
I still
Name
don't,
the players.
I don't have to name players to just know that. I just know,
Thank
I just know Clemson's quarterback. To me, I'm not a believer in him. I'm not a
That's fair.
believer.
And
I
that
think-
that Wake Forest quarterback can sling it too.
I'm not saying I don't think Wake Forest wins, but I definitely think they cover 7 points at home.
That's fair.
That's all.
Forrest, what are you looking at for next week?
I would just say, just for the sheer shits and giggles, the Iowa versus Rutgers game. I don't think I've ever seen an over under at 34 before. So I'm rooting for points in that game just because I want to see him actually score. But like, if I get to see a game of punting and fumbles and missed field goals, I'm also okay with that too. So that'll be an interesting one to watch, I think.
We will have boots on the ground at that game, so I will let you know how that game goes.
You going to the Iowa game? Huh?
Yeah, Rutgers on Saturday.
Nice.
You going?
Yeah, no, it's only a 2.5 hour drive from me, so I'm going to drive down to 7:00 game.
Yeah.
I gotta be a road warrior out
One
here.
more game that I think.
Yeah.
I think the Badgers are going to get their absolute asses stomped by Ohio State. I would take the 18.5 points. Like, I would take Ohio State minus 18.5.
Would you take Wisconsin first half like they played well last year?
No.
No, just straight up 18 and just let them.
Like Graham Mertz was the most hyped prospect probably in Wisconsin history, and he is turned out to be terrible.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What about you?
Al, what are we looking at? What are we looking at for this next week for college football?
You know, I just shit on them. Toledo minus 2.5. I've been riding them all year. I got them winning the conference. We got a lot of money on that. We got 2 units on that. So
Nice.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Plus 350. They're gonna win. They're gonna cover the 2.5.
You already
That's
took it
That's a
out.
lot.
Who are they playing?
San Diego
Who are they
State.
play- That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Is that a late night game?
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't know.
No, I
It's
think
probably a
it's in
10
San
o'clock
Diego.
kick. Probably a 10
love
o'clock
me,
kick.
I love me like the 9:30 kicks, like Western Michigan, San Jose State. I'll be up watching that.
Yeah. They have a guy named DeQuan Finn. He's their quarterback. Big old senior. He runs for, I think he's got like over 200 rushing yards and 550 passing yards in 3 games. He's looking good.
Toledo. What time do they play? Oh, they play at 2:30. 2:30. Actually, Toledo is -3 now.
Wow.
There you go. Should have took it.
There you go. Our
you
listeners
go.
are listening in as Al says that all that sharp money coming in on Toledo right now.
Actually,
Um,
start 1, 2. So, because that's where I got him.
Yeah. The game I'm looking at, it's my college game of the year. It's not my lock. I'm going to try to keep that NFL this year. Texas Tech, man. Always a high scoring game. I got 4 scores for you of the last 4 years. So right now the over-under is 59. Last year, 105 points scored. The year before that, 109 points scored. The year before that, 73 points scored. The year before that, 75 points scored. So they just don't care about defense, I feel like, in this series. It's just about who can throw it the most. I think Texas will show up. I think if they can really hammer Texas Tech, I just need Texas Tech to get there around 3 touchdowns. If they can do that, if it can be like 40-21, I'll be happy with that. But that's the game I'm looking at right now. I'm hoping it's gonna be just fireworks. Forrest, I know you're a Texas fan. How do we feel about that?
We got some insider info today that Overshawn, who got called for targeting in the second half of the last game, got appealed for the call, and they declined it. So he's going to be sitting out on defense the first half as well. And additionally, they said that Ewers could be coming back this week too. That's kind of been hush hush. So if he comes back, I think it's guns blazing. Throw the ball over the.
I don't think he's gonna come back. I'm not gonna lie to you, Forrest. He had like a
He's been-
separated AC joint, dude. There's no way he's
They
gonna
said-
come back already.
They said he's been practicing this week, and he threw in pregame last week.
Yeah.
Hey,
you guys-
if
you
he does,
guys
good for
watch-
him, but
Yeah. Did you watch the injury when it happened, like live, Ankh and
Yeah.
Nick, especially? I
No, I did
immediately
not.
said either separated shoulder or like dislocation or AC joint. 'Cause
Yeah, it
he's
was
literally
bad.
just if it's AC joint, I would bet there's no shot he comes back, and if he does, there's got to be pain.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And they said it wasn't on his throwing shoulder either. So I'm thinking if you back him up and let Bijan kind of carry the game, it's who knows. Not a doctor here, but that's just insider info that we have here.
Well, let's head to the NFL, Coach.
Let's have the NFL. We got Thursday night football coming up. We got Steelers and Browns. Steelers, they opened up a 2.5-point favorites. They're now 5-point favorites, which is surprising because Browns got a lot of injuries. They are right now, went down. They are 4-point favorites. The Browns are 4-point favorites over the Steelers. Steelers are 4-point underdogs. The over-under is 38.5 points. We're looking at an ugly divisional game. What do we like in this game?
I have a question.
Yes.
When are we going to stop with Trubisky as the starting quarterback?
He is so.
I mean,
bad.
how many times do we have to tell the Steelers fans, "I told you so," that this guy is trash?
I take
Every week.
I take the over on punts in the game, whatever that is.
All right.
I got some. I mean, you almost have to take. It's now 4.5, Coach. So
Yeah.
you almost take Steelers if you
Yeah.
want to play it 6.5, but might as well throw it on money line because why not? But 4.5 is a big enough spread. Cleveland sucks. They lost to the Jets last week. As long as they can stop Nick Chubb, that
Yeah.
offense doesn't go.
And I will say one more thing too. The Browns already have 2 games in have had a players only meeting. 2 games.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah. All right, we're heading to the next game. We got Ravens at Patriots. Ravens, heartbreaking last week. Crazy finish. They are 2.5-point favorites over the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. Over-unders at 43 right now. I can tell you right now, most of the money is on the Ravens. And then most of the money is on actually it's pretty split between the over and the under. What do we like in this game? What are we looking at?
This is my lock, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
All right, that's fair.
I like Ravens. I always hear whenever we talk about the Patriots, Mac Jones is just a whatever quarterback.
He's a system quarterback.
He's a system quarterback. There's the word. He's a system quarterback. He does the same shit week over week. Doesn't score a lot of points. I have to agree with it as many weeks now as that we've talked about it. So I'm gonna take the Ravens.
It's also my lock of the week. So unless you want me to pick, I got 2 in there, but
Al, I don't think we're going against each other.
there. But
I'm looking at the under in this game. I think that Mac Jones, they might get a touchdown, 10 points, but I don't think there's gonna be a lot of scoring in this one. If anything, it's gonna be mostly Ravens in this one. All right, we got Chiefs and Colts. Very interesting line movement. It went all the way up to 6.5 to 7, It dropped back down. It's at now 5.5 in favor of the Chiefs. So a lot of money coming in on Colts to change that.
Pittman.
They want to get that. They want to get that touchdown. That over unders at 49.5. Most of the money on the under right now. Pretty 50-50 though when it comes to Chiefs and Colts spread. Boys, looking at this on paper right now, you know what I want to do. I just want to hammer the Chiefs. Why wouldn't I? They look great the last 2 weeks. And the Colts have not. They lost outright. They didn't score a single point to the Jags last week. They tied the Texans 2 weeks prior. I want to take the Chiefs. This line movement though scares me a little bit. What do you guys think?
I'm jumping in the deep end. I'm playing the trap. I'll take 5.5 and hope that some way, somehow, the Chiefs just blow them out and Matt Ryan continues to show who Matt Ryan really is.
I think this is a game where if the Colts win, you'd be like, oh, okay. Like you wouldn't really think much of it, but you don't expect them to win.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take the spread on this one either way. I might take like the over or under. I don't know which one yet, but it's just the lines move too much for me to be confident on which way to go.
I think the lines moved in our favor. I don't think it's a trap game at all. Chiefs are going to fucking blow them out. I mean, I went to Vegas and put 1.5 units on the Colts. Will put 6 units, and they fucking disappointed us, all right? The Chiefs, oh my God. I mean, it's not even funny how bad Matt Ryan looks. I haven't looked at Pittman. Is Pittman supposed to come back this week? Because if he's not playing,
he is.
Still, I don't care.
I do like Pittman over receptions or yards. I don't even know what it is, but
94% of the money now is on KC spread.
Yeah, I mean, I like KC overall, but just tough when the line moves that much.
Next, we're heading to the NFC North. We got the Lions and the Vikings. Lions, they got a win last week. For the first time in like the last 8 years, they were favored in a game. They beat the Redskins. They're now playing against the Vikings. They are 6-point underdogs. The Commanders. Excuse me. Thank you so much. Don't cancel me. We got the over-under set at 52.5. Most of the money's on the over. And then right now it's kind of split 50-50 between 6 points on the spread. What are we like in this game?
Vikings. I still hate the Lions. I don't think they're good.
Yeah, I'd pick Vikings to win it, but I wouldn't touch this game spread-wise.
Yeah, same. Vikings coming off a bad loss. Lions coming off a win in Minnesota. I don't want anything to do with it.
It's in Minnesota. That's what gives me that's what tells me it's gonna be a Vikings win.
Yeah.
All right, and then we're heading to the NFC South. We got the Saints going the Panthers. Saints open up as 1-point favorites, so basically you pick them right now. They are 3-point favorites. The over/under is set to 40.5. It's shaded to the under. Right now, the Panthers are surprisingly getting most of the money on the spread. Most of the money's on the under right now. What do we like in this game?
I think the Saints will just destroy the Panthers. I think Matt Rule legitimately is the first head coach to get fired. I think they go 0-3 and all's hell's breaking loose in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'll ride Saints on that one. I think they had a good week against Tampa last week. A couple calls didn't go their way. Jameis had a pick, I believe, a couple picks. I think they get a bounce back here and win it handily.
Yeah, I'm going Saints -3. Jameis is playing pretty well. Michael Thomas looks really good. Kamara's coming back.
Did Jameis throw 3 picks last game?
I
think so.
I think so.
Playing like
Did you hear what one of the Bucs players said after the game?
No.
He played for the Saints. Or no, I don't know. No. Devin White said, like, we know who Jameis is. We were just waiting for him to throw us the ball.
That's a good quote. Love quotes.
I wonder how much that would be if you put units down on Jameis to throw picks every week. What your payout would be at the end of the year.
That's a good call. Dude, it's probably like -200 every week.
Yeah, I checked Vegas for the first game. It was like -180 or 185 or something like that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pretty tough.
Yeah. All right, we got Texans going to Chicago to play the Bears. Texans opened up as 3-point favorites. Money's come in
Underdogs.
money's come in, and the Bears are minus 2.5-point favorites. Over unders at 40, pretty steady across the board. Most of the money right now on the Texans spread. What are we like in this game?
The Bears should win by more than 2.5.
Yeah, that's what me and Dan talked about today. I will gladly jump on the Bears minus 2.5. I hate to do it, but I mean, the Texans are so bad. Just watching them play makes me want to puke every week. So I'll take the Bears.
I don't know if I'd take 2.5, but I'll go Bears money line for sure.
But I will say one thing, and I guarantee you Darnell Mooney's receptions will probably be low since he hasn't gotten involved. But Sutton and Pittman, the two wide receiver ones on the teams that the Texans have played, have won off. So look at that bet. I know Jerry Jeudy went down, but that'd be a good little bet if you don't want to sprinkle on the game. You could sprinkle that little prop bet.
Well, I mean,
not?
you're practically playing a JV defense with the Texans. I mean, so
Would you say Al?
Sure. What if that line set at like 4.5? Are you taking the over on that?
On receptions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because and Eberflus has even come out and said we need to get them more, we need to get Darnell and Cole Kmet more involved. So I think they're going to go to him early and often.
Yeah, Cole Kmet, Jesus.
All right, we got the Eagles going to the Commanders. We got NFC East showdown. Eagles, they just got off Monday Night Football, so they're on a short week right now against the Commanders. This game opened up as a pick 'em, and it quickly ballooned to the Eagles now being a touchdown favorite over the Commanders. The over-under is 47.5, shaded to the under. Money right now is pretty split between the Commanders and the Eagles. I feel like this game, again, maybe it's a recency bias. I'm trying to get away from recency biases because I don't think that's a fair picture. But I feel like you got to go with the Eagles in this one. I mean, Commanders, bad loss against Detroit in Detroit. Eagles look great. Their defense looks great. They're healthy. They weren't healthy last year. I think this might be more of a teaser spot for me, though. Take that down to a point instead of 7 points, and maybe add that with like the Chiefs or something like that. What do we think about this game?
Dude, I don't know, man. Jalen Hurts looks really freaking good. Their offense looks really good.
Yeah, they do.
I just really like. I like the Eagles here. But you're right, 7's a lot, and you gotta remember it's a conference matchup, or divisional matchup, I should say. So I like the Eagles.
I think the line's a little big in the Eagles' way, but I am probably going to lean on the over in this one. I think you got Jalen Hurts playing well, slinging it around the yard. Carson Wentz, he's kind of a quiet underdog right now this year. 7 touchdowns. He's probably top 4, top 5 in that aspect of things. Obviously, you have to worry about the defense and whatnot still, but I like the over 47. I feel like it might be a little less. It might be a little low.
What do you think, Al?
I agree with 4 here. I really like the over. I just looking through FanDuel quick, like I just wanted to see what the money line and over parlay would turn out to be, and it's plus 154.
Yeah,
so if you think Eagles,
that's pretty good right there.
Gonna win, and you just want to bet on the over under, I think that's a good bet. Depending on what you think, and I mean, if you've watched the Commanders at all this year, Carson Wentz been slinging it all over the yard. Actually looks pretty good, even though turnovers will always be pretty high. He goes for the home run play every single time. So I like it.
We got the Bills going down to Miami to play against the Dolphins. Bills look great against the Tennessee Titans the other night. Dolphins looked better against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Right now, the Bills are 6-point favorites. They opened up as 3.5-point favorites. They ballooned all the way up to 6-point favorites. Over under set to 52.5. All the money right now is on the over. All the money right now is on the Bills spread. What do we like in this game?
The Bills are a wagon.
Yeah, 100%.
Until the Bills prove me otherwise, I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, ride them until if it ain't broke.
So Miami's covered both games, I believe. I took them plus 3.5 last week, and they were down like 21.
Yeah.
Pretty pretty early in the second half. They can score some points. I mean, 52.5 is so many too. I feel like both actually have pretty good defenses. Bills definitely do, and Dolphins have some playmakers. I know I'd be tempted to take the under.
It's just a matter of if the Bills score 45 like they did last week. That's the only thing that's like concerning at that point.
Who did the Bills play last weekend?
Titans.
Titans.
Yeah. So I just think I think so the Titans can't get first down. So Miami
no offense.
Possession.
So I would like kind of what Allison. I would use this as kind of like a barometer. Remember Bills and Rams. I would say the Rams are probably maybe a little better than the Dolphins. Would you guys say? They only hit 41.
Yeah.
31-10. So keep that in mind. When you're talking about that over under, I mean, because I think that over under was around 50 something too when it first opened up on that Thursday night game.
I bet if you wait 2 days, it might be up to 53 or 54.
Yeah.
All right, we're heading to the Bengals versus the Jets. Bengals 0-2 to start the season. Jets, I think they're 2-2. Are they 2-0 right now?
1-1.
1-1. Okay, they're 1-1. The Giants are 2-0 right now. Bengals are 5-point favorites. Been steady. It opened at 5. It stayed at 5. Most of the money, 92% on the Bengals. Over under set at 45. Most of the money on the over. What do we like in this game? Are the Bengals losing a third game in a row?
No, Bengals points.
I'll keep betting Bengals until they win a game.
Yeah.
I'd stay away, but if I had to bet on it, I'd sprinkle on Jets money line.
Ooh.
I mean,
the Bengals been
here, dude. I was listening to the radio today, and they had some guy on from like the Jets. If Flacco wins, there's going to be people in the New York area saying how what's his name? Zach Wilson should not start.
Yeah.
Big game for him.
I believe it.
Yeah. I get it.
This is a punt game for me. I'm staying away from this game. I don't know what to think about these two teams right now. We're heading to Raiders versus Titans. Raiders, man, they dropped the game last week against the Cards. Titans look bad against the Bills. Right now, the Raiders are 1.5-point favorites. Titans getting shared a bit. They're getting a little bit of the majority of the money. Over-unders 45.5. What do we like in this game?
I think the Raiders figure it out. Short week for the Titans too.
Yep.
I like the under and old trusty Devontae Adams anytime touchdown scorer. 2-0 this year so far. So,
I like that.
I like Raiders minus 1.5. I think that's actually one of the better bets of the week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yep. We got the Jags visiting the Chargers. We're not sure about Herbert. We don't know if he's going to lace up because of his rib injury. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 7-point underdogs right now. They opened up as 10. Now they're 7. So a lot of money coming in on the Jags. And I think that has a lot to do with whether or not Herbert's going to play. So
I think he's going to end up playing because he's not going to damage it farther. He's not going to hurt it. He's not going to.
Did you
farther?
On that note, did you hear that the same doctor that punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung is working on his rib cage?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I think that doctor is being sued by who was it?
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. He's being sued for like $4 or $5 million from Tyrod Taylor right now. Al, you got any thoughts on this game?
I was very tempted to take the under, especially with Herbert in question, but I think he's going to play. I'd stay away.
Yeah, I agree. I would take the under in that game as well, but I'll probably stay away. Packers, Buccaneers. Oh boy,
I'm staying away.
Great game.
Staying away.
Great game.
Staying away. I truly don't know.
Yeah, Packers open up as 3.5-point underdogs. They are currently 1.5-point underdogs. So money coming in on the Pack. And then the over-under was at 48, and it got hit hard, and it's at now 42, 41.5 in some books. So most of the money on the under, most of the money on the Pack. What do we like in this game, boys?
I like the under. That's about it, though. I'm not going to take the spread or anything like that. I like the under.
Sprinkle the Packers money line if they're plus.
We don't like it.
Yeah, hard pass. Sit
Mike
to watch
Evans-
it.
Mike Evans not playing hurts, but for sure.
Yep, I like the under in that game. Sprinkle a little bit on the money line. You can find it for plus 105 right now. Why not? Why not just put a little bit on that? We got Falcons and Seahawks, the Battle of the Birds. Falcons are 1.5-point underdogs. Over under set to 42. Most of the money on the Falcons. Most of the money on the over. What do we like in this game?
I like the Falcons actually.
I
Mariota
agree.
Mariota hasn't played terrible. And Drake London, man, that guy's legit. I think they're really gonna get Kyle Pitts going too.
Taking Geno Smith at home.
I'm
No
taking
reason.
Falcons money line.
Yep, I like the Falcons in this one as well. We got the Rams at the Cardinals. Rams 3.5-point favorites. Over under set to 48.5. Most of the money on the under. Most of the money on the Cardinal spread because you get a free kick and a point, half a point. Personally in this game, I don't really have a great read on it yet. I'm just gonna go with the Rams right now. But I can definitely see the Cards if they, find a way like they did last week to come back. I can see that, but I don't know. I think the Rams needed that Falcons game last week to kind of figure out, what they're doing right now. But I'll probably stay away from this game. It's not my favorite game on the board. What do you guys like?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna stay away from this game. I'm just gonna try to watch it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know right now.
I don't like it, but I'll root for points, so I'll take the over. Two high-powered offenses that should score points hypothetically with the weapons they have, but no difference for watching it.
I'm taking the under. I think Rams offense doesn't look great. I think Cardinals fucking stink.
It's being shaded that way right now. So most of the money on there. All right. 49ers Broncos real quick. 49ers or Broncos, it's a pick 'em right now. Over under 45. What do we like?
I like the Broncos plus 1.5.
Broncos country every week.
Yep.
I like 49ers with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
I'm with Al. I like 49ers.
I can't wait to see Hackett in prime time again. Fuck up the punch units and all that stuff.
Well, then we have for Monday Night Football, we got Cowboys and Giants. Right now, the Cowboys are +1, so it's basically a pick 'em, but they're the underdogs. Over under right now is 39.5. It opened up at 40.5. What do we like in this game? Most of the money on the under, most of the money on the Cowboys.
Cowboys money line.
Cowboys
Yep,
money
just
line.
take Cowboys. Yep.
Over.
If
It's a no-brainer.
if you actually look at Daniel Jones, he has actually been awful this year. They're lucky they have 2 wins. It's not like they've deserved those 2 wins by any means.
All right, let's head into locks. Typically we have Dan go first, but since Dan's not here, we'll give you a second out to prepare all that. I'll go ahead. I'll lead us off. I'm going to take this week. I'm going to take the Raiders and the Titans. We're going to go with the under in this game. I think these two offenses are still trying to figure shit out right now. The Titans on a short week. I think they're going to be pretty beat up. I like the Raiders to win this game, but I like them to also keep on trying to run the ball, which is going to eat up that time. And they're not playing against Josh Allen right now, who's going to put up 41 points on them. They're playing against Derek Carr, so I like the under of 45.5 in this game. Forrest, what do we like in this game?
You mean the
Well,
lock?
as you met,
What's
yeah.
that?
You mean
The lock. Excuse me. Well,
Yeah.
what lock do you like this week? My bad.
So I know we talked about it earlier in the show. You were a big fan of it. You were shouting out a lot of points, a lot of stats. There's a reason why I wore the Texas Fight shirt tonight. I'm going to take the over in the Texas Tech game.
Like it.
Hey, okay, there it is.
I am going to take the Ravens -3. I think the Patriots are terrible. The Ravens, they should have. I mean, they should have won last week, but the Dolphins played well. But I don't think the Patriots' offense is nearly explosive as the Dolphins was. So I'm going to take the Ravens -3.
Love it, Al. What we got?
Yeah, it's funny because Ankh and I almost don't agree on a lot of things, but tonight we did. So yeah, Ravens are actually at 2.5 now too, which is a great number.
Wow,
so
I didn't know it was 2.5.
I'll take
Yep.
Ravens 2.5. If I want to do an over, I'm doing that over in the Philly Commanders game.
Nice.
And then it's funny because Ankh said this earlier too. OSU -18.5. I've made a lot of money betting against the Badgers. That's all you have to do. It's so easy. So just bet against the
There you
Badgers.
go.
Bet their grammar under passing yards, whatever you want to do. Grammar's have an interception.
Dude, isn't it at Ohio State too?
Yeah.
There's no way Wisconsin.
This may be the week. Honestly, you could bet under receiving yards, under passing yards, and under rushing yards, and probably make a shitload of money off of it.
Yeah.
All right, Dan is taking the Kansas over. I forget who they play against this week, but he's taking them again this week. Boys, that's everything though. Any last thoughts?
No, let's enjoy another week. Hey, I always say, you don't know how many you got, right? We only have about 20 games a year, 20 weekends a year. Cherish every single one.
Yep.
If the board's not
Even
good, if the board's not
Yep.
good, you make it good.
Yep.
That's right.
Make the board like you. Yep. Thank you, Al, for being here today, filling in. The
Yep.
words of Dan, scared money don't make no money. Boys, good night. Thank you, listeners. We'll see you next week.
See you, boys.
Thanks, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Thanks for having me.